And here we go, 1/144 scale high-grade Helmwige Reincar, which as you can see I've detailed up somewhat. The good thing about this kit is that it came with a very small sticker sheet to begin with, and basically this piece goes on the chest here, which was originally blue. You could have left it that, it looks pretty good in my opinion. I did it up in gold, and the two square pieces here, they go onto the wrist, right? Same thing. Basically anything that is a sticker, I would have done it up in gold. Piping is done in gold, and the back of the legs. Let's see if I can zoom in. Yep, gold. So the only sticker that I've used is the mono eye in there. So articulation. The feet can wiggle and come off because it has two sets of hooves with the Minotaur aesthetic going on there. The armor is on a ball joint, the ankle armor. It doesn't do much really. The knee is double jointed here at one point, which is pretty articulated, I must say. Yeah, it can kick itself in the ass. Sorry, I'm just trying not to scratch the paint here. So leg can go up that far, out pretty far, since this thing doesn't really have front skirt, just a cod piece, which it's all pinned out in gold, and about back that far. I can probably get it to go higher if not for the back skirt. The hip skirts are actually attached onto the hip. It's on a peg, but it doesn't move around all that much. No articulation in the front or back skirts whatsoever. 360 on the waist, which is on a ball joint, and it goes side to side as well. The crunch, which is very far, and sorry, it looks up about that far. I like the chest a lot. It's very detailed. So the backpack, it's on double hinge. Oh no, it's single hinge actually. Yeah, so it goes up and down, thrusters. Okay, the only loose joint here are the hinges of the shoulders. Like, they don't fall out, but if you move them up too far, they do pop off, and it's also articulated at this point. So it's attached to the shoulder joint, which allows it to move very gingerly. Yeah, so you can get a 360. You just have to be very careful. Yeah, I'm not gonna chance it. It feels as if it can go 360, but things are catching here and there, and you just want to be very careful. So the arm goes up about that far. Elbow band about that far, probably more if you, yeah, see, this is what I mean. If you raise it up too far, it pops off, but yeah. So, not too bad actually. The wrist joint is fairly stiff because it's plastic on plastic, and I have done up the back of the hand cover in gold as well. The head looks down about that far, so basically it kind of like looks into its armor or shirt, it looks up about that far. You just have to be very careful about not hitting the collar. And yes, the top of the head was supposed to be the tan color that you see on the thighs, and I've done it up in gold as well, just to give it a sort of royal guard escort vibe there. So that would be articulation. Now, the first accessory that is on this kit is the feet. So it has a pair of open feet, and they improve its balance tremendously. Not that it couldn't stand on its own before, but it needs the open hooves so that it can carry its huge Valkyria Buster Sword. And this is the sword in its collapsed form, and it's already taller than the Helmwige. And it's telescopic, so it can extend at the lower handle, which puts it about that far. And then once more, once more at the blade itself. So it extends at 2 points, and now it's great. I can't even get it into frame now. So yeah, it towers over the Helmwige by quite a fair bit. Just give me a moment. And there you go, the Helmwige wielding its Valkyria Buster Sword. And because of how stiff the wrist joints are, I actually recommend taking off the hand cover instead of the hand itself when you want to get it to wield its sword. And you can see that it is not touching the ground, so no weight issues whatsoever. This thing is solidly built in terms of its hand joints. And of course, as you saw just now, the handle comes apart so that the Helmwige can wield its lower handle pommel thing as an offhand weapon. And so basically this is like a Tetsubo or Iron Club mace. So the Helmwige can now basically do its I guess Conan the Barbarian pose. It's like, fight me bro, yeah, come at me. It's both weapons combined or like separated, they are huge. And if you remove the cord piece, it has this. It's an adapter which you can use to extend the groin, and you can see that there is a little clamps there. And if you collapse the Buster Sword, so on both ends, and you just leave a little gap here, you can basically mount it on the cord piece. Yeah, like so. And the Helmwige can stand like that. Okay, so yeah, it wins first prize for the Crotch Olympics powerlifting section. Yes, so this is its transport mode for the Valkyria Buster Sword. And for whatever reason, if cutting down enemies with a giant sword or smashing them with the pommel and doesn't appeal to you, you can take off this section from the chest armor, like it was here, and then you just fix it on its face. So then you can mount it on the face, and now it basically has a knight's visor. And as people have mentioned before, it looks like the Shovel Knight The last gimmick would be the Helmwige can bend its horns forwards, and for some reason, if you don't want to cut people down with a giant sword and you don't want to beat people to death with the giant mace, you can always headbutt and gore them into submission. The El Toro. Yeah, so this is it for the Helmwige. So here I have with me one of the Barbatos Lupus hands, and sadly it's too small to wield the Valkyrie Buster Sword, so that's a little unfortunate, considering that one of my side projects recently, which basically prevented me from finishing the 1/100 scale Vidar, was this. Yes, my Barbatos Lupus Berserk mode. And yeah, so I basically took Beam Saber effect parts, softened them with hot water in a styrofoam cup, and then I basically trimmed off the pegs here and bend them however way I wanted, and then basically I just glued them onto the face of the Barbatos. So yes, you can make a very cheap, very easy mod like this. People have told me to actually thin out the effect parts. I just don't feel very confident about how to go about doing it yet. If I do that, I will probably make another video. But so here are the Barbatos and I guess it's sword stand next to each other, and I am very surprised that the Barbatos is actually bigger than the Helmwige. Yeah, so you can see them standing right next to each other, and the Barbatos is basically just towering, okay, not by much, but yeah, towering over the Helmwige, which is basically like the next biggest suit in the whole series here. Yes. So if you don't actually mind giving one of the Helmwige's hands to the Barbatos, you can actually get it to wield the Valkyrie Buster Sword like it did in the show. And so basically now its limiters are off and Mika is unleashed to wreak whatever havoc he wants on the Hashmal and Mobile Armor, the Eeyore, Jesli, whoever it is who stands in the path of Tekkadan. So yeah, so this is just something that you can kit bash very easily. Doesn't other than the cost factor of getting the kits, it doesn't really involve much beyond just bending the Beam Saber effect parts, super gluing them to the face, and there you have it. The Barbatos and the Helmwige next to each other, and so in the words of Maximus Deximus, or whatever the rest of his name is, are you not entertained? Big swords, big armor, and lots of shiny and chrome stuff. And with that, that's the end of my review, and I will see you at the next one. Ciao guys.